Once you have signed up for your Celly account, you're going to see a page displayed similar to this when you first access your account. You're going to have a place for you to record your personal notes in a private cell, and it will have your name attached to it. You're also going to see some notifications from Celly talking to you about different things that have been going on with the application, any bugs that have been fixed, any updates, just to make sure that you're aware of everything that's going on. Over on the right hand side, there are a couple of things I want to draw your attention to. The first one is the place where you can record your personal and private notes. So if I click on this, what I'm going to end up with is a place where I can add some messages, and it's a private cell for me. It's also a place for me to send reminders to myself if I want to. So going back now to that first page that we were looking at, we're going to take a look at the editing profile portion of this. So if you haven't set this up, you can go ahead and click on that, and you can type in your full name. You can put a little bio in there if you want to, the location that you're coming from, your time zone, and you could also have a couple of other options as far as letting Facebook friends know your phone number or email to find you on Celly. You can also set up your notification system for account activity and messages through email or through web sounds. And then if you want to upload a picture of yourself in order for people to identify you as the instructor, you could certainly do that. Notice that you're on profile information, and if you go over here to settings, you'll see the things that I've entered into the settings account there. When you click on account, basically what you're doing is you have a free account. If you want to go to a paid account and have more access and more things available to you, you can do that here as well. So when you are ready, then we're just going to go back to the home screen here, and that's what this button up here will allow you to do, is go back to the home screen. Notice that underneath where you set up your profile and your notifications, they have a welcome message for you. So you can go through and read through all of those types of things, and then when you have sufficiently, felt that you're getting everything out of this that you needed to get as far as what capabilities it has, you can simply click Got It and it will disappear. Okay, so across the top we've got a couple of icons up here. We have the home button here. This shows us where our cells are. This is our members that we have over here, and over on this side you have other tools available to you. You can do a poll, you can schedule messages, you also have help for Celly, and this is where you would log out. So I'm going to go over here to my cells that I've created, and I created one for the purposes of just showing you what this is all about, and to help you get some sort of framework for you to proceed from here. I went ahead and I set this cell up so that I would have something to show you that I could delete again and use and show you a little bit more about it. So up here again, it's a place where you could do new messages, and it says no messages yet. I'm the only one in this cell at this time. So you have a couple of things that you have available to you here, and this is when you've already set your cell up. And I'm going to delete this cell and then show you how to set up a cell here in a little bit. But for the time being, we want to talk about how we're going to notify people that we have a cell and how we want them to share with us if that's something that we want them to be aware of. So when we take a look at sharing and recruiting members, transmitting, how you send messages, hashtags, and schedule messages, those are all things that you can kind of explore on your own, and there's a lot of tutorials available for you to use. But when you take a look at sharing or recruiting members, this is what you're going to get when you click on that share component of your Celly cell that you're looking at. So there are a couple of ways that you can recruit members, and a lot of this depends on whether or not you have a public or a private site. So if you have a public link, you can send this out to as many people as you want to know. They would have to be approved or have a password to join, so this is password protected. This is what's called a golden ticket URL. If you give someone this link, they can join the cell without any approval or password, and that probably works the best for our students. Or if a student is on a cell phone, they can join by texting whatever you have your cell name set to the number 23559. And this is U.S. mobile phones only. Messages and data rates are going to apply to that. Now I'm just going to click on this so that you can see what happens when you click on this invite members pick that we have here. It's going to give you some of the same things that you saw on the previous page. But one of the things that we can't do anymore is this thing right here. So in other words, we can't use do an SMS invite. They're no longer available, and that's because changes in the laws. So again, if I click on share, link, or text, we're looking at a very long link here now for the golden ticket link. So we have a shortened URL on the previous page, and then we have this one that is available to anyone. It's a public link. And then you also have a text to join option, and you would have to tell your members through an email or through some other communication. Maybe you give them a handout in class, and there is one available that's already pretty much structured for you to use. I'll show you where that is as well. But you can tell your members to text to whatever your cell number is or whatever your cell name is to this number. So going back again to where we were previously, and taking a look at all of our settings that we have here, we are going to take a look at a couple of other things here as well. So when you're sharing, my advice would be to use this golden ticket link if you're sending it off to your students, or if you're creating a cell that you would like to work with faculty members as a group where you want to be able to communicate with one another. Okay, so when we take a look at text and email, this is something that you want to probably just copy and paste into a document. When you are sending messages by email, you want to enable messages sent from your Hawkeye email to be forwarded to this cell. So in other words, this is what you would enter in as to who you would want to be sending those types of things to. So that's another feature that you're going to have to be able to. So they're going to forward it to your URL when they go into that message system. And that depends on what types of things you're looking at doing in terms of working with people and how you want to communicate with them. So that's kind of that piece there in a nutshell. When you take a look at transmitters or sending messages, you can add a hashtag if you want to. When you take a look at information on your cell, this tells you how many messages you have, whether it's a private or an open chat. And there are a couple of ways that you can use Celly. So in other words, it's scalable. It has a lot of opportunities for you to either just transmit messages, to leave it totally open, or to have what they call a curated type of environment where you're looking at those types of things. Okay, so how did I get this open chat here, or this private membership here? We want to go back to settings here again, and we're going to click on a couple of things here to just influence how we're going to communicate with everyone. So I'm going to click on chat mode right here, and here's what we have available to us. You can have a curated chat where you can message everyone at once. Replies are sent privately to you, and you can rebroadcast private replies. If a student is responding to you with a question that you want to answer to everyone, you can let the whole group know. So this is good for classrooms and large groups, and it's what I have set up for my classroom. The open chat is a little bit different. Everyone can send messages to everyone. It's good for small groups. It can cause a lot of messages depending on what types of things are going on. But if you're working with a group of people, or if you're looking at a communication network for you to communicate in case of an emergency, through the ALICE training, we've learned that the potential exists for someone to come on campus to do harm, and it would allow you to communicate without using anything resident at Hawkeye with any network or email or phone system. This would allow you to communicate with other members of your group that you have as part of a cell. So it may be your fellow coworkers, or it could be your area, and just to be able for you to alert one another, tell each other where you're at. I'm okay, I have my students with me, I'm barricaded in a room, those types of things. The other one is alert only. And alert only means that you're the only person who's going to be sending things out to them. So maybe you don't want to get any responses from students. You're strictly going to use this as a way for you to communicate something to your students, and you're not going to worry about whether or not they're going to reply. They might try to reply, but they'll receive a message saying they can't. And it's good for gigantic groups like a whole school, or if you're lumping all of your students that you teach one particular course into one message, that's perfectly fine as well. So for my classrooms, I do curated chat. For something like this cell that we're talking about, we're just going to do an open chat and let everyone be able to communicate with one another. So those are the most important parts. It says here restricted. Okay, right now for this cell, I might want to say open, anyone can join. Again, if you click restricted, you have an option here to ask them that you require by providing things like their username or short bio, password. And you could hide the member list so that only curators and administration can see. So in other words, if you want it ultra private, you can do that. But we're just going to set this one open so that anyone can join. And then we're going to go ahead and you can review some of the other things in here. In optional cell details, you can do a mission, welcome message, a cell website if you want to direct them to the student site. And you can add the cell to their public directory if you want to, or you can keep it private. So you're probably going to want to keep yours private. The last thing is Celly for Leaders options, and this is just a way for you to start a 30-day trial on their advanced Celly program that allows you to do some other additional things other than what you see here. So we're just going to click off of that. One of the things you want to remember to do is click on Save Edits. So we're going to go ahead and save those edits. I'm also going to click on the info again just because we're going to go to settings again, sorry. I'm going to go to settings here. If you ever want to delete a cell, this is where you delete it, okay? So it's in the settings tab and it's right up here. You just want to delete the cell if you no longer have any use for it. So I'm just going to save edits again, and then we're going to be out, and I'm going to go to the screen where I have all of my cells that I've developed available. This is where you would start a new cell. This is where you would access any of the cells that you have, and this is your Celly News, which shows up on your home page. If I want to go to my home page, I'm just going to click on this little icon here. That's going to take me to my home page again, where I have all of the things available to me that I might want to just take a look at initially at the beginning of a day, just to be sure I haven't missed out on any new features or anything else that's been added or changed with Celly. And again, if I want to log out, I'm going to go over to my tools, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit the log out.